I truly believe that Gal Gadot is the fairest of them all, but a singer, she is not. Snow White released this past weekend in 2025 and is directed by Mark Webb, who's also directed such films like 500 Days of Summer, The Only Living Boy in New York, The Amazing Spider-Man, and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And this film is starring Rachel Zegler, Andrew Burnap, a bunch of CGI little people, and Wonder Woman herself, Gal Gadot. And please go easy on me today. I really wanted to get this review recorded and edited and uploaded for everyone, but I am definitely feeling some kind of way. Definitely think it's allergies, like the changing of the seasons, something, the pressures and everything, but I probably sound a little nasalier than I typically do with me being a Midwesterner here on YouTube. But I'm going to try to talk about all the points that I want to talk about with this movie. I'm just trying to keep that energy up, and I already feel it draining out of me, so I apologize if I don't seem like my typical energetic, beautifully sounding voice person that you all know and love. I'm pushing through it, people. Snow White is the daughter of an awesome king and an awesome queen. However, when her mother dies and her father disappears during a supposed war, she is subjected to indentured servitude under the rule of her evil, beautiful stepmother. One day, the magic mirror on the wall tells this evil queen that she is no longer the fairest of them all, so she orders Snow White to be executed. But she is able to escape to this magical cabin in the woods, to where 7 dwarves discover her and welcome her in with open arms, and everything is all hunky-dory. But because this is a live adaptation of the 1950s animated film from Disney, the very first animated film from Disney, Snow White and the 7 Dwarves, because they're adapting it for live action, they have to add a whole bunch of other lore and a whole bunch of other storylines, which actually I appreciated for this film. And I feel like, okay, yeah, this is a reason why we would adapt an animated feature into a live action feature. We don't want to do a shot-for-shot remake like what we got with The Lion King. That was just painful. Seriously, The Lion King was a shot-for-shot remake. Every single shot I was like, oh, well then this is going to happen next. And the same exact shot happened. Like, why do I need this when I have the animated feature from 1994? I don't need this updated version. In here, they update the lore, they update the story, and they update the stakes for Snow White, which I truly appreciate. I just wish the movie would have taken its time to linger on those moments and establish those moments and give us time with these characters in these moments. The animated feature is 1 hour and 20 minutes long, roughly. This movie is around 1 hour 40, so there is only 20 extra minutes on this film on top of what we got in the animated feature. And in this version, we have a lot more songs, we have a lot more characters, we have a whole story arc with Snow White and who would be Prince Charming, but is just an average Joe. We have the whole moment with the old evil witch who creeped me out as a kid, the poison apple, the first kiss, but then we have a whole other climactic, I wouldn't say battle, but a whole climax to this movie that doesn't happen in the animated thing. And it's just 20 minutes longer. That tells you just how much this film is edited and chopped up. To where when I walked out of the theater, I felt like, okay, there is a 2-hour version of this movie that has a better pacing, that lets us breathe and allows us to live in these moments, these classical moments that we get from the old animated feature, but then also live in the moments of all these new characters and these new storylines. We're not just going, oh, here's that beat, and then here's that beat, and then here's that beat, and we just keep going from thing to thing to thing. Allow the audience to take our time with this stuff. Come on, people. But I feel like Mark Webb knows this. I like him as a director. I feel like he was under a lot of pressure from higher-ups from this huge-ass company known as Disney, who owns everything on this fucking planet. Now, I mentioned that there is new music in this film, and if those of you that don't know, Snow White is a musical. We have a large opening number in here, and we have several songs all throughout the movie, many which didn't even happen in the 1950s animated feature. I keep saying 50s, but is it 30s? No, it's 50s. It's 50s. I'm gonna stick with that. It's the 1950s somewhere in there. But we have so much brand new music, and I sat back, and when we got the opening number, I was like, oh, I feel really bad for this movie, because you live in a post-Wicked world now, where every musical that is going to be coming out in the next 5 to 10 years is going to be compared to Wicked. So I feel sorry for you. You've tripped outside the gate for just releasing after Wicked did. But the major saving grace of this movie, and the aspect of the film that I absolutely loved, to the point where I'm like, maybe she's just too perfect of an actress, but Rachel Zegler is an amazing talent that I don't think the entire world is worthy of. I enjoyed her performance in Shazam 2. I really liked her in Y2K. I absolutely loved her in the adaptation of West Side Story from Steven Spielberg. When she opened her mouth and she was singing all of the Maria songs, I'm like, okay, I don't know who you are, but you are sounding magnificent. And here she is, just charming, and every time she's on screen, every time she opens her mouth, whenever she sings, it's magical. It's magic on screen. I could listen to this actress sing anything, and I think it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard. Waiting on a Wish, this new song that she has, this ballad of what she desires and what she hopes for, wishing, longing for the days where she had her father and she had her mother and everyone in the kingdom was happy. I love this song. It's on my phone right now. It's going to be part of my daily playlist. I think it's so beautiful, and I love her performance. If you go see this movie at all, it is for Rachel Zegler. She is beautiful. She is wonderful in this role as Snow White. I couldn't picture anyone else. Now, Gal Gadot, on the other hand, who plays the evil queen, the stepmother, that's another story. I love Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I think she is beautiful. I think she is wonderful in that role. But I'm starting to realize and believe that that is a one-trick pony. I haven't seen anything from her since to convince me, oh, you are actually a wonderful actress. She's not good here. And they give her a song when she gives the order to the huntsman to go take her into the apple fields and kill her and put her heart in this box. From the animated feature, mind you. They give her this song that is very, like, modern sounding. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if Lin-Manuel Miranda was the songwriter of that song, but no, let's not give her songs to sing, please. And I think the song was like immediately following another song that Rachel Zegler was singing. So to go from Rachel Zegler to Gal Gadot and her, whatever the hell that was, just no. Let's never do that again. And then they give her a reprise of that song when she turns into the evil queen. Like, stop. Just stop it. Gal Gadot, I think she's absolutely beautiful. She is truly the fairest of them all. I thought I was going to start this review by making fun of that notion that there's someone more beautiful on this planet than Gal Gadot, but no, I have to comment on her singing. It's that bad in this movie. Now, the next thing we need to talk about is the CGI, in particular with the 7 dwarfs that we have in this movie, because I've seen a lot of chatter online and in the trailers, the previews leading up to this movie, everyone's talking about how it's just CGI dwarves, they're not real people, and oh, they look so bad, they look so terrible. I'm here to tell you that if you are one of those people, or if you've heard those people talk about how it's just ridiculous that it's CGI dwarves hanging out with Rachel Zegler on screen, get over yourself, people. You have had so many other projects out there, in particular Sonic the Hedgehog, which are amazing animated films where we have these animated characters with real-life characters. It looks fine. It looks great. In this movie, I think the 7 dwarves, they totally look fine. Yes, there's CGI, but your brain accepts that. Or you should allow your brain to accept that. Because I feel if you got live-action actors to play the dwarves in this movie, you would have gotten hate from certain people and certain groups on this planet. But then here they're getting hate for not using live people, or if they're not using like kid performers and putting on prosthetics or whatever. It's a no-win situation for Disney for this property to have dwarves on here. So you know what? I think CGI old men dwarves is the best thing to go with. And there are some heartfelt moments with them. In particular, Dopey, who Dopey in the animated features is just this comedic person who does a whole bunch of pratfalls everywhere. And while he does pratfalls in this movie, he has some beautiful, tender moments with Snow White where he builds up the confidence in himself to do certain things. And I love that. It's beautiful. It was great. Guys, in the end, I think this film is just being hate bombed by a lot of people who probably haven't even seen it yet already. They're just going off of terrible Rotten Tomatoes scores. I think this is this year's Flash and Borderlands from the last couple of years. There's been like one film that has a whole bunch of CGI and large character IPs that they're putting into the movie that everyone is just wanting to hate and is not giving it a chance. In 2023, it was The Flash. Last year, it was Borderlands. Yes, you can have problems, you can like it, you can hate it, whatever. I think Snow White is 2025's that, where people are just hating on it just because it's something to hate on, and it's the cool thing to do. I definitely don't think that this film deserves all of the hate that it's getting. I think this is a solid adaptation where it builds on character. We have an amazing performance from our lead actress. I could listen to her all day. I can watch her on screen all day. She is fantastic. I just feel that this film doesn't take its time in allowing itself to breathe and to have those awesome character lingering moments to allow the audience to establish more feeling towards these brand new characters and these brand new songs. Though I will give it to you for Gal Gadot. If you have a problem with Gal Gadot in this movie, you are warranted in that. That was not a good choice. But overall, I think Snow White is a wonderful time. It's a lovable time, in particular when Rachel Zegler's on screen. I don't know how many times I need to say that. I'm going to keep saying that till the day I die. She is wonderful. I'm going to give Snow White 3 out of 5 Blu-rays.
Not exactly what I had in mind, but not bad.
So guys, if you've seen Snow White, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across because of this video, then comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.